Apex Training Solutions, and today we're going to talk to you guys about door accessibility. Before we get into it, I just want to go ahead and let you guys know we both visually cleared each other out, so we're not pointing guns at each other inside of a residential property. And also realize, while we're going to show you guys some principles for CQB and door accessibility, CQB is inherently unsafe. So just, you want to do everything in your power to make yourself, you know, in the safest capacity possible. So the first thing we're going to talk about with door accessibility is how we do it, right? So we're looking for hinges. If we can see the hinges, we know which way that the door opens, right? If you can't see the hinges, you know which way the door opens as well. We're also going to then identify the door handle. Is it a knob? Is it a handle? Which side is it on? Because if we know which side it's on, then we know which person's going to get more depth into the room, right? So as we're identifying, as we're rolling up in our stack, and as we're identifying if we can see hinges or if we can't, we're going, whoever that point man is going to go ahead and say what type of door they have, right? So you're going to hear several different types of door. You're going to hear push door, pull door, inward, outward. It really is preference. So we like to say push and pull because it's very simple. And if I tell you push door, you know you have to push it. And if we tell you pull, you know you have to pull it. Now going on to that, so as we're rolling up to this door, someone is going to say, hey, I have a closed door to whichever direction we're walking, and it is a pull door because it pulls out, right? So the reason we're standing on opposite sides is because we're going to show you why or how we breach this and why we breach it this way. So if I'm the breacher, Tony's going to go ahead and have his gun high into the room in case there's any kind of threat. He's not going to point down at the doorknob, and you're going to notice some people, when they come across the hallway, they get fixated onto that doorknob. But in the reality is, if someone starts opening this, I'm not going to shoot the doorknob, I'm going to shoot through the door. And so we want to be pointing at about chest level of like the average man, right? Which is me, not Tony, because he's a little bigger.
Just a little
And so myself as the breacher, now I'm on the opposite side of the door. I'm gonna go ahead and plant my foot as if it's a barricade. This wall is my barricade. I'm gonna maintain, you know, grip on my frickin', my non-dominant hand on my rifle. That way I have some kind of control of my muzzle. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and reach across. And a lot of people at this point will be like, wow, you're reaching across like the fatal funnel or the door. But as we'll all tell you in every single class, these walls are no more bulletproof than this door. So this whole area is unsafe. So this is where the speed, surprise, violence of action piece comes in, right? So we're here, I'm leaning across. From this point, when I grab this doorknob, I'm gonna go ahead and put pressure into the door, because if I don't, what it'll look like is as I'm checking if this is unlocked, it'll pop open, and now everybody on the inside knows. So again, I'm gonna reach across. I'm looking at the doorknob because I want to make sure that I'm not grabbing high or low by looking down. I'm here, I'm putting pressure in. As soon as I feel that clasp come unlocked, I'm nodding my head in a big gross motor movement, so is he with his rifle. And boom, I'm gonna pull this, and then we're gonna make entry, boom. Okay, so that's why, or that's kind of how that would look. And then some companies, we've seen it out there, they like to teach one-man breach or same side breach. If you're all alone, sure, you have to breach it by yourself. But if not, and I'm the one man, I've seen this where people will chicken wing this rifle. They'll bring it up nice and high, so as they lean down, they're now pointed into this room. They do the same exact process. They're pushing in, they're feeling okay, I'm unlocked. And then when they pull this open, they're gonna quickly come here, right? Well, we're lucky. If we wanna do that here, it works, because we know that Tony's door has no kind of locking mechanism, right? So we have like your hydraulic locks, we have the like screen door hydraulics.
We got mag locks, we got a big magnet here on the top.
And if that's the case, where now I'm doing a same side breach and I'm pulling this and I have to put any kind of ass or muscle behind it, now my muzzle's gonna drift anyways because I'm really pulling my body. I'm using my lat, I'm doing that row on this door. So if we're on this side, I can do that motion and he still has depth in the room. Versus if I'm here, again, and I start having to move it, and Tony doesn't want to flag me now, right? Because everybody drills safety into our heads. So if I'm trying to come here and I start pushing, and now I'm coming across this way because I'm fighting this, right? Now you can see if he tries to go in, I'm going to have my gun in the direction of his head, right? So we don't want to do a same side breach on this. And if someone tells you the reason that you do that is because you don't want to get in front of this door, I want to see what bulletproof walls that they're in front of, because in a modern home, since probably the mid 2000s, drywall, couple 2x4s, some insulation is not going to stop a 5.56. Close door right, pull door. So we went ahead and we found a push door, right? And how did we identify that? The first thing we look for, again, hinges. You can see, we know where hinges are on an American door, right? Like, we can see where they should be, we don't see them. We can also see that this has a doorknob, right? So now we know where the depth comes from in the room. We're gonna go ahead and say that we rolled across the door, we already got our position, right? As you'll see, we have this little, this table here, whatever you wanna call it, bookshelf. And the reality of it is, if you have to do like real room or enclosure clearing, like it's not gonna be a perfectly empty room like all of the CQB courses that you go to, right? So this is the most realistic.
You have furniture.
Yeah, and this is a lived-in home, right? So again, we've identified, hey, we have a push door, right? We don't wanna say inward and outward because we wanna not be confused. So we have a push door, I'm gonna breach it, right? And the reason being, here, I'm not gonna have the most depth in this room when the door opens. So again, I'm gonna get my barricade as much as I can and get where I can push this frickin' door open, right? So I'm here, now I'm pulling the door to have some pressure on it, right? And as soon as I feel, and then I'm gonna go in right behind him, right? Now, if we had 3 men, 4 men, 5 men, the breacher's never gonna go in second. But in this situation, it's a 2-man clear, so I gotta get my gun back up in the fight as quickly as possible. That being said, we'll go ahead and do that one more time so you can see it. And so again, we've already kind of rolled across the door. Actually, do you wanna just roll it real quick?
Yeah.
Here, come this way, you'll be the point man. All right, so this is just so you can hear it, right?
Have a closed door left, push door.
All right, and that's how it looks when it's done a little bit faster. Again, we weren't running through it still, small room. We just wanted to simulate that it was a full, big center-fed room or corner-fed room. But yeah, that's door accessibility in a nutshell. If you guys